Right, so here's donor number 1. It's a 2005 Almira, and this is what we need to extract. Now, it doesn't look in too bad of a condition, but a lot of it's going in the bin because we literally just want the bare long block. So today's task, or this morning's task really, is to get this bitch out of here.
It's got the problem was before. It's got to go.
Well, it fucking isn't very much.
No, we've got across the back, yeah. That's it, mate.
There we are, old engine extracted. Luke and Dad have extracted the other running 1.5 out of the Almira. So we can't really fit this until tomorrow because we are waiting on some bits. So what we're going to do is we're going to strip this down, back down to a bare block, and we're going to paint it. It's not essential, but we've got time to do it, and it'll look nice for the show next week. So yeah, strip this one down, paint it, and then we'll slowly start swapping bits over from. Right, so we've just started stripping the engine out of the Micra. And rather worryingly, 5 out of the 6 bolts that hold the flywheel to the engine we had in the Micra, finger tight. One of them, we needed just a small amount of pressure on a ratchet to get it off. So, yeah, that's worrying. How have they come loose? Is it through the vibration for the drive shaft and that's just loosening all nuts and bolts? I don't know, but we're going to make sure we put some Loctite on the bolts this time and actually physically talking to spec rather than ye old ugga-duggers. So, lessons learned, and that saved us from catastrophe, no doubt. Now I'm pleased to report that the clutch is in very good condition, looks perfectly fine, a bit of wear on there as expected, but it doesn't look like we've overheated it or anything like that, and I'm happy to put it back in. So yeah, let's get this other engine sorted and back in the Micra. Right, so we've ejected the 1.5 out of that red Almira, which is now parked outside with the rest of my hoard. So before we start making this engine look a bit pretty and putting it in the Micra, is we're going to spin it upside down, and what I'm going to do is what some people recommended, is I'm just going to put a quick tack weld on those bolts that hold the trigger wheel, and hopefully that's going to stop the trigger wheel yeeting itself again. You don't know, it might grenade itself again, but there's only one way to find out in these things, and that's experimentation. Well, hopefully that nice and simple mod by just putting a tack weld on the bolts that hold the trigger wheel to the crank is hopefully going to stop that crank trigger wheel coming off again. Now, I already know what you're thinking, because I'm already seeing the comments typing down below, Mr. GizFab, won't those welds upset the balance and the rotational mass of the crankshaft? More than likely, it will, yes. Do I care? Not really. The way I see it is oil accumulation on the crank itself would probably unbalance the rotational assembly more than what we've just done. I've tried to do it so the welds are all pointing out sort of like, you know, at 12 o'clock. So hopefully, you know, that if it does disturb the rotational mass, it's going to distribute that load evenly, hopefully.
Lift the whole engine up and then it should just slide up. There you go.
17.
What size are these?
Do you know, I fucking don't know.
Right, I mean, we got 12 anyway now.
Gearbox got close to the chassis so that it's spinning.
And there we go, sheet is in, we've given it a lick of paint, looks all brand spanking new. So all I've got to do now is bolt all this shite back on to there, and it's 10 to 2, so should have this thing running before we go home today. So let's get cracking.
Is it Jimmy Broadbent?
Look, Mum, I'm on the telly. I'm on some fat bloke's YouTube channel. Bet he gets 1,000 views. What gap's Jimmy Broadbent in a Micra? I think if you put the drive shift in there, there'd be 0 plunge.
Is there an idle pull on?
Yeah, I'll sort that out.
I think the belt off one. Is that it?
Yeah.
Formula 1 is now on the summer break, and you know what that means. Ferrari won't be able to fix anything up for at least 4 weeks.
I'll take it this goes on the black part, doesn't it? Where the thermostat would sit.
Yes. The
Yes.
water pump, yeah.
Cool. Just making sure.
I took it out of the race boxes last week, so don't use it. Just try and
The oil, yeah.
make sure we've got oil pressure. I mean, there's no reason why we shouldn't have oil pressure. Right, we've got oil pressure, so put HC leads in.
Remember, you've not got any water, so don't run it for long.
that has been a couple of stressful days. Engine out Red Almira, and it's now fitted in the K11. Everything seems fine, just taking it for a quick spin around the block. Seems to be a bit down on boost for some reason. I think I saw maybe like 9 psi there, I think, so we'll have to investigate that a bit further during the week before next weekend's quick 60 event at Mallory Park. At Retro Rides. We've also developed a bit of a tensioner wine, which I believe is coming from the pulley. Don't know why that's happened all of a sudden, so more than likely going to have to source another pulley during the week and get that fitted. And then annoyingly, after the old inlet manifold debacle a few videos ago, after all it messed about putting an inlet manifold on, we still have a very small vacuum leak. So I'm going to have to take the inlet manifold off again at some point this week, reseal the inlet manifold and hope for the best we don't have any more vacuum leaks. Intake air temperature sensor is working correctly and the wideband is working correctly, so really happy that we've got the car running with a week to spare, which is unlike us. You know, usually we're literally last minute on the Friday before the event, so you know, it's Saturday the 10th, 1 o'clock, and we've got some time to the next event next weekend, so really happy for once that we're ahead of time rather than behind time. So if you are at Mallory Park next weekend for the Saturday and the Sunday, on the Saturday we will be part of the Quick 60 Hill Climb Monsters sprint event, and then on the Sunday we will be on our sponsors stand, which is Artec Welding, as they are supporting the event. And they are actually supporting me as well on the Sunday, and we're going to support them because they support us. So it's all big, one happy family around here. You will see the Micra going round on the Sunday as well, providing we've not blown anything up. So, all said and done, don't forget to smash that like button, drop a comment down below, subscribe, and don't forget to tell your nan. Thanks for watching.